Good evening, dear friends. Spring has come. That means you no longer have the right to feel pain in your lower back. And I have no right not to show you exercises that can eliminate this pain forever. And to help me with this, I have the latest development from the International Institute for the Study of Lower Back Pain. According to its classification, the main culprits of lower back pain have been identified, and they are, first of all, the quadratus lumborum muscle. It stretches between the 12th rib and the iliac bone. The iliopsoas muscle is the second one. As the main stabilizer of the lumbar spine, it also allows you to move your legs quite briskly while walking, in almost any direction, northwest, southeast. The next muscle, the gluteus maximus, allows you not only to walk, run and jump, but also helps you when you bend over. And when it's weak, the piriformis muscle tries to help, but it can't do it. It starts to compress the sciatic nerve, causing pain in the leg. The back extensors help you bend and straighten. So friends, all these muscles are involved in stabilizing your lower back. And if you feel pain, it's time to improve their function, increase their strength, and enhance their blood supply and performance. And of course, today Dr. Alekseev will help us with this. He invites you to join his channel. Subscribe for your health, leave comments, and give likes. All these muscles can be the cause of back pain. And now you need to understand what caused it, but you might not know that yourself, and at what moment it appears for you. If, for example, you feel pain when you bend over, that is, when you lean forward, what is working at that moment? Which muscles? The back extensor, the muscle that runs along the spine here, the gluteus maximus, because you're not just bending at the lower back. So how can you check if the gluteus maximus is interfering or actually helping you bend over? So, for example, sit like this on a chair and bend forward while sitting. If it's easier for you to bend forward while sitting than standing, it means your gluteus maximus isn't working well. The back of your thigh isn't working well too, because when you bend over while standing, most of the movement you see happens in the hip joints. The hip joint is what's moving now, so it's not just like this, but the pelvis moves in relation to the thigh. And then the reverse movement. Your gluteus muscle should also straighten you up. At this time, your back extensor is under static load. The iliopsoas muscle is also working. And at the moment when you straighten up, sometimes because it's unevenly developed on the right and left sides, pain can also occur. The iliopsoas muscle itself, for example, during walking, if it hurts, it's often either the gluteal muscle or the iliopsoas that's the cause. If the pain radiates down the leg to the back of the thigh, the piriformis muscle is tense, because most often the gluteus maximus is relaxed again. Pain when turning to one side or the other, if pain occurs, the problem may not only be in these muscles, but also in the joints, like the intervertebral ones. Pain associated with bending to the right or left is also most often due to the intervertebral joints. Turning to the right or left is also usually different because of the different lengths of the quadratus lumborum muscle on the right and left sides. What? Are you tired of listening to this information? So what now, friends? I think after hearing all this, your back probably hurts even more. So now it's the perfect time for us to do something about it. So these aren't all the reasons. There are many reasons. There are more conditions like herniated discs, joint arthrosis, and various types of spondylosis. We must address these issues. And now the main areas where we first need to do something so that things can relax there. This is the area of the quadratus lumborum muscle and the iliopsoas muscle. We can reach them from here, from the side. The iliopsoas muscle itself is located in the most inconvenient area for access. From here, through the abdomen, you can only work on a small part of this muscle, and even then, mainly the tendon. This part is practically completely inaccessible because it's inside the abdomen. And the kidney is also here. But domestic scientists in the field of manual therapy and osteopathy made a scientific breakthrough and discovered that the iliopsoas muscle can be successfully worked on from here through this area, along with the quadratus lumborum muscle. Right here, you see? A fairly large part of it can be worked on very well here. So how do you do it? We take a ball. It can be a tennis ball or any other ball, but it should be about the size of a tennis ball. We place it on the area between the 12th rib and the iliac bone. Right here we stand near the wall. It's better to learn to do this while standing at first, because when you're standing you can control the range of your movements and you won't press too hard. You'll put it right here like this and press. See if it hurts too much so you can adjust the angle. So it's easier to control the pressure while standing. Here you press a little, see? If it doesn't hurt, you just feel some tension. You can move it a bit from side to side. Work through this entire area. Adjust slightly higher, lower, and nearer to the iliac bone. After you've learned to do this while standing, do it on both the right and left sides, regardless of which side hurts. Because very often it happens that the muscle on one side has just become very weak, and on the other side it tenses up too much because of this, trying to support your not so light weight. And the second option, we do the same thing while lying down, placing the ball right here between the iliac bone. Of course you can't see it, but just imagine, as if you're looking right through me. So I placed it like this, the ball goes right here, and then I lay down on it. And it's exactly with this spot. I can only try to describe the sensation to you. I feel the ball pressing on my quadratus lumborum area. You'll feel the same thing if you do it the same way. You can do the same thing using various modern massage tools like these as well. You see, science doesn't stand still. And our friendly People's Republic of China constantly supplies our country, tirelessly producing and making these kinds of devices that make our lives easier. They work hard for us so that we can be healthier, since we are their senior comrades. That's how it works. There you go. And the same thing applies here. Here, I'll even turn my back to you like this. I put it here, see? That's it. I lay down and carefully work this muscle a little forward, a little back. I shift around. Very good. Excellent. This is how we work the quadratus muscle and the iliopsoas. For those who have fallen victim to garden shovels, all this really helps. Along with the quadratus muscle, you also need to work on the gluteal muscle. Gluteal muscles. Do you think the gluteus is just one whole thing right here? Actually, there are 3 gluteal muscles. Even if yours is completely flat, almost non-existent, you still have 3 of them. This is the gluteus maximus muscle, the largest structure right here. The gluteus medius muscle is located a bit to the side. It stabilizes your hip joint when you walk or stand on one leg, and the gluteus minimus muscle is located inside. It gets overstrained when the gluteus maximus doesn't work well. Your goal is to reach this gluteus minimus muscle using the ball. Here in this example without clothing, you can see that this is where it is located, or rather where it was. It has been removed. All the muscles, as you can see, are gone. There are only these left and the iliopsoas muscle in the front. The gluteus minimus muscle was located in this area, and your task is to hit this spot with the ball. If your gluteus maximus muscle is small, you'll do this easily. You'll find a lot of painful points. So how do you find it? Here's the greater trochanter of the femur. Here it is. If you draw a line upward, it's right on this line. That's where the gluteus medius muscle will be. If you press there and find painful spots, that's good too. They might be there too. And a little closer to the back, near the upper iliac spine, is the area of the gluteus minimus muscle. And that's exactly where we're heading. Let's go. Our journey to the area of the gluteus minimus muscle is complete. We're already there, friends. Look, we placed the ball near the wall, and that's how we successfully work on it. This isn't amusing, it's science. You must respect anatomy. Here. There's also, there in that area, nearby, also under the gluteus maximus muscle, the piriformis muscle spreads out majestically. It's named after the pear, that's a type of fruit, because it resembles the shape of a pear. But only vaguely, it's something elongated. Whoever named it, that probably never ate a pear. Most likely, he should have named it after his own last name instead. See, whoever first discovered a muscle usually names it after their own last name. Which muscle, for example, has someone's last name? Go ahead, write it in the comments. I don't even know myself. It's probably not a muscle, more likely a disease or some kind of symptom. Right now, the piriformis muscle, I'm not wasting any time. You see, I'm telling you these smart things, and at the same time, I'm working on my piriformis muscle. For those who, for example, have weakness in their leg or pain radiating down the leg, you should do this too. I worked it out while moving. Next, what do we have next? The back extensors, they're right here. On both sides of the spinous processes, there are large muscle groups named after the back extensor. That's what they're called, the back extensors, here on the right and left. There's also the iliocostalis muscle here. It gets its name because it starts from the iliac muscle and ends at the ribs. How do you work them out? Quite effectively. You can do this using a round massage ball like this. You place it right here. Next to the spinous processes, you find a painful spot and go over each vertebra. You can do it without moving if they're quite painful. Press and hold until the pain subsides, then move to another area. This can also be done while in motion if you're already an experienced self-massage practitioner. Self-massage courses will start soon. Well, this is how we work it out. In one spot, a certified self-massage practitioner in the 3rd generation. That's how I work on one spot first, then the second, then the third. And I work through each area like that, going over all the painful spots. Now, many people have a question. Do you need to stretch a certain muscle? Which of these muscles is safe to stretch? The iliopsoas? Well, it's doubtful, it's doubtful because in some cases you can stretch it so much that you rotate the pelvis too much. But there are ways. Look, which of these muscles should be stretched? Well, definitely not the gluteal muscle, maybe the piriformis muscle, just a little bit, but definitely not the gluteal. The quadratus lumborum can be stretched, the iliopsoas can be stretched. Let's try the lumbar muscle. If your lower back already hurts, stretching it like this while standing against the wall, it's risky because you can overextend your lower back, so it's better to do it with a slight bend. So you stand up, find a table or a chair, lean forward and put one leg back, the other forward, and bend your knees slightly. The most important thing is you shouldn't feel tension in your back right here, so you don't need to try to straighten your back if this muscle is tight, and if your lower back hurts, it's probably tight. So while leaning forward, you move your legs slightly forward and you'll feel it in the front part of your thigh. You'll feel the stretch in the hip joint area. Keep stretching, but avoid constant tension for best results. So you stretch, then relax a little, stretch again and relax. To one side, then to the other. Try it on both sides. It often gets shortened in people who sit a lot. Next, the quadratus lumborum muscle. You can stretch it like this. While lying in front of the television or radio, you can turn on your favorite radio play. And you lie down like this, supporting yourself on your arm. And here, not only the quadratus muscle will be stretched, but also a bit of the oblique abdominal muscle, and the iliopsoas muscle as well. But here, look, there's a peculiarity. Most often, one muscle is a bit shorter than the other. That's why, if during the stretching of the quadratus lumborum muscle you feel pain on one side but not on the other, then do the stretch on the side where there is no pain. But slowly stretch it like this as well. The most important thing here is that it should all be painless. Lying like this will relax you. Why is that? Because in this position, the distance between the 12th rib and the iliac bone increases here. But basically, we're not really stretching it, we're just relieving the tension from it, and in this position, it becomes a little bit longer. Well, my friends, it's time to say goodbye. We spent our time together quite productively. Don't be shy in the comments. Write about your outstanding results. And what should I say as a farewell? Goodbye.